All right, so the next thing we're going to do in our app is to add Google Play services, which you might be already mostly set up for this, but there's probably a few things you'll have to do. At worst, there's about a half dozen things that you need to do to get this set up. So the instructions that I'm going to be following are essentially from the developer site. And let's go ahead and search within here to Google Play Services. And there's a guide to setting it up. And if we go there, I'm basically going to be running through these different steps right here. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is to make sure that we actually have it in the SDK. So the way that we're going to check that is go to our SDK manager and give this a second to show up here. And so let's see, I'm going to go into, so I actually have been doing a lot of development in 4.3 here, and you'll notice that I have the Google APIs installed, right? I don't have them installed for 4.4, although I have a few of those things. So I'm going to go ahead and add, it looks like there's a couple different ones here. I'm going to go ahead and add both of them. In fact, I'm going to add everything that's missing on this guy. Right, but again, whatever version you're using, you want to make sure that the Google APIs are installed. Okay, it looks like it finished here, and that I have for Android 4.4, I have the Google APIs that are all set. All right, great. So I'm going to close out of here. The next thing is that to run this, you're going to have either a device that's appropriate or a virtual device that you can use. Devices should be no problem because I believe the requirement is that it's like version 2.2 or above, and it has to have Google Play Store, which I think pretty much everything is going to have. So that would be for a device. For a virtual device, let me go ahead and bring this guy up. You want to have one that is using the Google APIs here. And again, if you haven't made one in a while, go ahead and create and call it what you want, set whatever device you want. And then the target here, you'll notice that you're going to have Google APIs for whichever version you want to use. All right. You might have to restart Eclipse, to get everything showing up there. All right, very good. I already have that, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and close up this window. So that's a couple things. What else do we need? All right, we need to actually get the library. So the library comes from wherever you installed Android originally. So I have mine inside program files, and I have a couple of versions here. But if I go inside this guy into the SDK, right, and then extras Google, and you're going to see a Google Play Services here, right? And there is a lib project called Google Play Services lib, right? What you want to do is copy that guy, and then bring it over to some other place, right? They recommend making a copy. I don't know that it's absolutely necessary, but I wouldn't argue with what they say. So I'm going to go into C, Eclipse Workspaces, and actually, as a sibling to my workspaces here, I put one for Android libraries, and that's where I put my Google Play Services lib, and I just stuck it in there. So it's good if it's someplace that's not actually inside the workspace that you're going to use, right? So this is a folder that's parallel to my workspaces. So to add our library, we're going to do import existing code into workspace, existing Android code. So it's not a full project, it's just some code here. And then we're going to navigate to wherever we put it. So mine was in this Eclipse Workspaces, Android libraries, and this Google Play Services lib. So I'll go ahead and click OK. And then it'll ask, do you want to copy it in? I'm not going to copy it in from here. It's already a copy, so that should be fine. So I'll click Finish. Okay, so it finished, and you'll see that it made Google Play Services lib right here show up in the workspace. You actually have to keep this open as long as your project is open for it to work. What we're going to do is reference that library now from our project. So right-click on this guy and do Properties. And then within here, add a library, and it should show right up since this workspace has this library. So I'll just go ahead and click that guy, and you'll notice it'll show it here, and it's actually, you know, it's got a relative path here that it's using. You know, if you were gonna move this to a different machine, you'd have to reset sort of the location of the library there. So let's go ahead and apply that guy and click OK. Very good, and we've got that. One more thing that I want to do here, let's see, so is to mess around with the manifest. So there's one more line I need to add because of Google Play Services to the manifest, and best place to grab that from is to go back to the instructions here, and we've already gone through everything here except that there's one more line, and there's this metadata here. You need to give it something that has to do with the version of Google Play Services. So we can grab this right here, and it says to put it as a child of the application element. So I'm going back into my manifest. So here's my application. So I want to put it, and you'll notice we put in a to-do for you here. So you're going to stick it in, again, below the activity. So not part of an activity, but below them. And then I can format that guy. All right. And Google Play Services should be ready to go. So one more thing, which is generating our code from the back end and bringing it in, right? Next lesson. See you then.